Good evening, good evening, good evening. Woo, what a great day. What a great day. We'll be getting started here shortly. Yes, it's going to be a great session today. One of my most prized possessions because I learned a long time ago that transformation of the mind is a powerful thing. And the more we use it, the more power that we gain. Because see, our minds are part of our thinking process. It's a part of getting things done process. So we got like 6 more minutes. So I'm gonna finish getting everything together here by the time my co-host will be on, and we will proceed. Just want to give you a heads up. Get a chance to get the workbook. Go to wealthcreatorchange.com. The book is there. The Houston Financial Wall Street tab. Just click on that. And by all means, become a member of the Houston Wall Street movement. It's an excellent program. It's something that should be a part of everybody's life. If you take this next 8 series that's going to take place starting today, between Mondays and Fridays, it's going to be 8 sessions. And the session is going to be empowering. We go live here. I think we got 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. So if anyone's on early, just take that information, share, like, do a reminder to other people, let them know that we're alive. We're alive, and we're making things happen over here. We got 4 more minutes. Okay. Just going to get me a drink here. I got on a little bit early because it kept saying if you don't start on time, Facebook will remove you. Look like I see Miss Martina getting ready to come on.
Mr. Townsend, we're already live.
I don't know, are we?
Yeah, it shows that you've been live for 3 minutes. You hit start broadcast already.
Okay, so what should I do here? Back out?
No, just hold on. Let me get things set up on my end.
Okay, so I got to do exactly 12 o'clock.
No, you can come into the room, but you don't have to hit live until you're ready to actually be live. And we are already actually live. So I just need to get some things set up on my end.
All right.
Be right back.
All right. Sorry, everybody. I jumped the gun a little bit, but hey, at least we're ready. We are getting ready. We are already live, so we will be actually broadcasting in a few moments. There she is. We'll be getting started here in a few more minutes.
Mr. Townsend, you're good to go.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for getting on. We have some great information for you today. It's Transforming the Mind 101. It's a powerful tool. Some are not aware how it's taking part. And, I want to be a catalyst to help everyone to step outside of the norm. And that's what your mind has been trained and set up to do over years and time. And we want to help you to get out of that situation and step out of the norm and step into you, to where you have the real solutions to your problems, because they're your problems. No one can better control. As my dad used to always say, I don't need nobody to handle my money. I can handle my money better than anyone. So that's just saying that he's in control of his money and he don't leave it up to other people to dictate to him about his money. I didn't realize that back in the day, but today I understand the things that was said back then, even though he didn't plan it that way. It was just that's the way he was, right? So I learned a lot, and I learned a lot about what I had learned, but was not using it. So we have all types of problems in our lives, but we don't know how to handle them. And what they do is they program us. They program us into things that we are not familiar with at all. Giving an example of a person, when you want money, the normal programming there is to get a job. You want more money, get a job. You want more money, get another job. You want more money, go back to college to get a higher degree, to get higher pay. That's all programming. So we're going to have to reprogram ourselves so that we can do things that's better benefiting us. So we pay a lot of money to learn things. We spend a lot of time working and building things, but we don't own them. Someone else owns them. So we got to transform that mentality in our mind to where we're thinking success, but the success is dictated and controlled by you. Sure, there will be others in the process that's helping you, but it all started with you. See, I don't know how to do things, but I share that information with other people. I surround myself with other people that has ideas and power. You know, we talked the last broadcast, we talked about unity. Within a unit, there's a lot of things there that can be used to help people to get out of the norm. So ask yourself this question other than just your job. What are the other norms in your life? What is the norm? The norm is anything that controls your mind and controls your actions, control your thoughts until you are programmed, till it comes automatically. That's the norm. It's normal for everybody to go to the Marriott Hotel. It's normal to go to the Hilton. But what about going to your hotel that you own? Now you stepped outside of the norm. Everything you do is programmed to build wealth for other people. That's all the norm. Everything we do is because it's normal. You know, I got to wear a suit and tie every day. That's the norm for the people that do it for that reason. I know billionaires that's in blue jeans and a shirt. See, they stepped outside of the norm. So I'm talking right now how to overcome the norm so that you're operating within yourself. Okay. So how to overcome it? We have to start owning things. We have to start building things. We have to start having our own possession. Actually, put your mind to work for you. Just like I always advocate in putting your money to work for you. And that's why my book was titled, Your Money is Worthless, because we made a lot of money over our lifetime, but we didn't put our money to work for us. Are you understanding the things that I'm saying? And that's one of the ways how to overcome the norm. See, the norm says we got to go through this process to invest our money. But I say there's other processes to invest your money. The norm is always going to have a part there for the beneficial, for their benefit. And it's benefit them more than it does you. Just like your job, it pays you just enough to live. You know, a lot of people don't see it that way, but it's just enough to live. If you're making $25,000 and I'm making $200,000, it don't matter. It's just enough to live because your lifestyle, the things that you desire, grow and rise as your salary rises. If it don't, it stays down. Goes down a little bit, comes up a little bit. Just it's never stable because you don't have any control over it. It's all operated and controlled by someone else, right? So that was one way to identify that your norm is in charge of you. See, so I want to teach people in this program, Houston Wall Street Movement, how to identify the norms. And the number one thing to do about identifying the norm is to step out of it and start owning things that you can change. Okay. So that's one of the ways that you can identify the norm. And the actions that we should take is to be in business. Business ownership is great. Own what you believe in, own your passions, and that will help you to take actions against the norm. Jobs are the number one norm. And the action you should take against that is to start your business, your home business or your standard business. However, you own it. So start there. That's the way you can step out of the job norm. Work the job for what it's worth, income coming in, but you always remember you don't own it. So work on the side. Say you're earning $3,000, you got $2,000 coming in on your job a month. So now on the side, we're making more money than we are on our jobs. So now it's time to start making a decision. You know, am I ready to do my company based on me? I'm considering staying in the norm. Well, I suggest that you start building something that you can own. Anything that consumes your time and your life is the norm. Absolutely. And how to identify it. If you got to live and depend on others for their capitalistic systems, then change that. So how do you overcome it? Become agents of change and empowered with the knowledge for your action, for you. What action should you take? Start now. For some people, it's been a lifetime journey, so it's not going to happen overnight. We've been under these conditionings all of our lives. So it's going to be a lifetime journey until we acquire the wealth or whatever situation. Me, it would never end. It would always be growing as long as I'm alive, right? The purpose is the key to fulfillment. I feel better when I own and control what I'm doing, saying, my actions. See? So that's what I want to be in control of, all that goes on in my life, especially when it comes to business, finances, and debt. That is the key components that we need to look at. So we got to transform our mind. We got to transform our thinking, the way we do things. It's a difference. You know, if you only seek other people for all your problems, other solutions by other people for all your problems, that's what it's going to be. You're going to be in the norm. They don't build $1 billion company to satisfy you. They build $1 billion company to build wealth for self. See, this session 1 transformation of the mind is 16 sessions, and we're going to do them throughout the year. And I'm telling you, to become a member of Houston Wall Street Movement so that you can learn how in step 1 to make your word seed, your money seed. And that's why I say it that way, because see, there's a word for everything that goes on in our life. It begins with the word, it ends with the word, and it was the word. The word is just phenomenal in our lives. It's scriptural, but it dictates what we can do and what's best for our life. Faith is a big thing to me. You know, I have no idea when I said I have no fear when I sit in this chair, because my faith know, hey, the chair's going to hold me. You know, someone's giving me a new idea. You know, I accept it, and I can use what's in there that's best for me and not use the other. See what I'm saying? So, you know, you have to step out on faith to find out what part is best for you. You know, when we go into step 2, that's going to be dealing with your thinking, because, you know, your thinking is a big part of your life. If you ask people why they read the Bible, they'll give you all kinds of answers. But the reason I read the Bible is because it governs my thinking. That's in 2 John 1. States, beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as thy soul prospers. See, that's why I use the word. It told me a lot in just that. So that's how I govern my life and how I go about building my business. So the solution is to a lot of problems. I find it in 1 Peter 2:9. It said, but ye are a chosen generation. We're chosen. We're royal priesthood. See, you are royalty. Royalty is not subject to anything else. You got royalty within yourself. Even if you had a song that you were getting royalty, it's not based off of others, it's based off the song. Okay? So we have to start dealing with us and our passions and our mission so that we can do things that would prosper us. Okay? So 1 Peter 2:9 said, that's why Paul said in Romans 12:2, be not conformed any longer. See, he know we already have. He said, any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transferred by the renewing of your mind. Transferred by the renewing of your mind. See, we got to deal with the mind thing, because our mind is what leads us in different ways. Okay? Then you will be able to test and approve God's will. What his will is, the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God. Do not conform. Do not live according to the style and the manner of this present age. That's today. That's where we are right now. So if we've been doing the same thing for the past 20 years and we haven't seen any difference or any change, then we need to transform as one of the solutions to the problem. If a job is not giving you what you need to step out of the norm and start being you. Take control of your life. Your life is controlled by you. If your life is not controlled by you, it's controlled by others. Everyone that we're looking for. See, being in a capitalistic society, whatever a person has to sell or teach you, or you work for them and do what they say, they have the right to their dictations. They can be moral, it can be beneficial, it can be non-beneficial, but that's their prerogative, because they have the right to run their business the way they want to. See, but we get caught up in the things that they have us doing and going through to try to conform to what they have set in place for us. Go to college, get that degree, come back and hire yourself out to the people that you work for. See, a lot of people don't step into change and get their own business because they're still fearful. A lot of people tell me every day, I'm not fearful. I'm not doubtful. And skepticism is not in my life. Okay, well then where's the problem? See, you have been programmed over time to don't think you're fearful. But if I say, Mr. Johnson, take a look at the Houston Wall Street movement. See if it would be something that maybe could help you. If not, maybe you know someone else that could help. They fear that. They have all kind of misconceptions about what it is. A place of taking a look at it. See, companies hire you into their job, and they ask you, what do you think that you would bring to the company that would be beneficial to the company? Well, you just heard they had a job. You don't know much about the company, but they give you the information so that you can read over quickly to see some of the things that they do. Or maybe where you got the information, they had a few things in there about the way it's done. You make your decision from that. So it's the same process when someone's asking you to take a look. See, what I do is I tell people in the beginning, if you're coachable, we can work together and do great things. We can make great changes that's beneficial, not for just me. Everything I do is for everyone that's involved, because I know as a unit, we can get things done. And people that think of just about themselves is not a good thing. It's good to be beneficial to yourself, but if you're going to have others contribute to what your thoughts and your dreams and your business or your goals are, then they need to be rewarded accordingly. See, I heard a mentor of mine a long time ago say that he was partnered with someone and that God had gave them the vision. He was just thankful to be in the overflow. You see what I'm saying? So those are the type of things that we teach here in Houston Wall Street Movement. So we're going to start with that problem, unprogram you. We have a solution, business ownership, to where we're going to reprogram you. So you'll know what the norm is. You'll know how to overcome the norm. You'll know how to identify the norm, and then you can take actions. Take action against that norm so that you can be transformed in the mind of the word seed. Learn that the word seed is always for you. Develop that vision. Behold, I am doing a great thing. See, Isaiah 43:19. See, people want to stay stuck in 15, 20 years ago when they felt that God blessed them the most. And so God said, forget all that. That was in the past. What I have for you in the future, you can't even conceive. He don't want you to become complacent. He don't want you to be stuck in bondage on the job or other things that other people have devised to control you monetarily. Remember, we're always talking about the money, finances, and debt, because we need those things to be successful in life. We need those things just to be a blessing to other people. See, I want to be wealthy so that I could be a blessing to other people. If you look during the crisis today, it's not a problem for people to do 5 million, 10 million, 1 million, just contribute a bundle of things to help other people, right? But see, it takes finances. It takes abundance of finances to accomplish that. See, so we need to take control of our financial destiny so that we can do the things that we don't have a second thought about. Hey, they got a flood over here. Well, they need fresh water. I'm going to send 3 trailer truckloads of water there. Financially, it's easy if your finances are there. If your finances are not there, you send prayers. See, prayers are great, but we need some time to be able to do things for others. See, God wants us to be a blessing, be able to do things, not be complacent. Just think about me, mine, and only, right? But I don't want my kids to struggle like I did. So I want to empower them by empowering myself to be able to change their financial destiny. Even if I leave the money, I want the legacy of what I was all about to be there with them. See, we got to do better. And Houston Wall Street is there. See, we start here first. Transformation of the mind. Because if you don't transform your mind and you're still dealing in fear, doubt, and skepticism, it don't matter what you do. It's always going to be the same because those 3 words mean the same. It means no. And you won't go any further. See how the enemy works it? He said, well, if you just fearful, then I'm going to show you how to be doubtful. I'm going to show you be skeptical. And it all means the same when you boil it down. No one does anything. See? So I want people to learn to shift their mindset so they can shift their income or financial deficit. That's up to them, how they want to put it out there. But that's basically what it's all about. So join the Houston Wall Street movement. We're a culture of people that's changing the finances of people here in the United States and abroad because they got the same problem. It's just in a different form or fashion. We found that out during the crisis, right? When there's a problem, everybody gets sick all over the world. It ain't just a city of Houston. So is everything else because, based on finances, it's a global financial thing. We're dependent on others for oil. We're dependent on others. So everybody's dependent on somebody else, right? So if you're not controlling anything or have something worth controlling, there's nothing changing about you. You have nothing to offer. You're just sitting back waiting for the outcome. See, that's the problem here that we need to address. We want to get people to be empowered for themselves. So, Houston Wall Street and Wealth Creation LLC has a empowerment that every living human being needs to understand. If you listen to the status quo, you're a follower. We want you to be a leader. We want you to step out and say, hey, I have this skill. Let me use this skill in the movement to make it better. Let me invest in the Houston Wall Street Movement Investment Group that I can be a part of and learn what an income producing asset is. Most people don't even understand what an income producing asset is. They don't believe that word of mouth is an income producing asset because you give it away for free. So you can go to the website and you can see the things that we're empowering people with. See that handsome gentleman right there? He'll tell you all about us on the website. And I'm here to help the people understand that they need to own something. Every time I hear Tyler Perry talk, he always going to get that one word out. People, you got to own something. And he set the record straight. He don't mind giving, but he come back with his knowledge and education and said, look, if I didn't say it or you didn't hear it come out of my mouth, I didn't say it. Don't listen to it. Don't do it. I own my money. I distribute my money how I want. I own my money. You see what I'm saying? See, when you're dependent on others and other people, you have to do it the way they say do it. See, I don't even have to ask you what you do when you go to work in the morning. The boss don't have to be down there every day to tell you what to do every morning. See, because you've been programmed what to do. I'm trying to reprogram you to be able to do that and do the same thing for yourself. That's the key to the whole thing. See, something as simple as what I'm talking about is what caused people to get entrapped in different things that's not good for them. Because if it's too simple, it has no value. But believe me, it's got a lot of value. You're not used to stepping out of the norm and hearing somebody say something about the norm and giving another avenue to step out of the norm and still be successful. See, most people fear that. They doubt they ever could do that. Oh, I don't ever think I could be wealthy. I don't ever think that I could make $1 million. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because of this, because I had my education, because of this, because of this. You know, I started my family too early, and the kids, I thought, just all types of excuses. It's exactly what you think it is. Whatever you make it, that's what it's going to be. And I want to help people to make the right decisions. That's why I'm on here every Monday and every Friday at 12 noon to teach you things that I know that work, such as put your money to work. You didn't just make it to spend it and give it to someone and spend it with other people to build wealth for them. You want to get the maximum benefits of your working capital. You got a job, let it take care of what it take care. Create you something on the side that you love to do, your passion, and build from that. And when your money on the side supersedes your job, don't have no fear in leaving and go ahead and pursue 100% of your own. A lot of people say, well, I don't have benefits. You still don't have benefits. The benefits that they set up for you in the job, you pay for them. All they do is tie it into a company that they partner with. So you're paying for your benefits. So in your business, create your own benefits. You see what I'm saying? I used Blue Shield and Blue Cross for many, many years before people even realized that there was a problem with health insurance, and they started doing advocating for health insurance and finding you if you didn't have it at the time you did your taxes. And because see, people were looking outside of the norm to get what they need. So now it's a forceful thing to where people can't just do without health insurance. So now you got to have it, because if you don't, when you file your taxes, you're going to get, you see, all of these type of things. But see, I had Blue Shield and Blue Cross many, many years ago, back in the 80s, Blue Shield and Blue Cross. For my home-based business at that time, I had a wife and 5 kids. See? So I found out something and I started implementing it in my life. I found out that as a business owner, I pay for health insurance and stuff. I could write it off 100%. Where if I bought it paid for it through a job or something, the company that I worked for wrote it off 100%. I said, no, that ain't gonna work. So I started researching, I started asking questions. So now it's a part of my life. I can teach others and tell them how things work. What I'm talking about is practical experience and some real experience that you know I had to go through because I had to be able to tell a story. It's just like in church when you give a testimony, people want to do a testimony, but they ain't never went through nothing. What they do is they complain in their testimony. But I want to say something about a testimony that's going to empower and help other people to not to have to go through the same thing that I went through. Sure, there's going to be other trials and tribulations in my life, but the ones that, you know, Brother Townsend went through, and he's telling you that you don't have to go through that. You see what I'm saying? It saves a lot of time and headaches. So you can move on and be ready for the next problem or trial or tribulation that come through your life, by your life. You see? So that's what the program is always, practical experience. If we're going to build wealth, we're going to have to do it for ourselves. If not, we'll continue to build it for others. That's just the bottom line. There's no other way. No other system's been devised yet. It's still working. It's working for years after years after years. So I'm helping people to step outside of the norm. We're going to start right here in the conditioning and transformation of our thinking. Do a paradigm shift. See, I wasn't handed everything on a silver platter. I struggled all my life as a kid because I knew nothing different. You know, in the country, we all was poor and we didn't even know it because we wasn't exposed to anything else. See, but God put it in front of me one day. I used to like to read stuff. And I was at an old lady down there. I do her pear trees for her every year. I was sitting in there and I was looking through her books. And I seen this little article in there talked about grit newspaper. And then I looked in there. I said, New York City, man. Whoa, I ain't never heard of that city. I know it's a big city, but I didn't realize how big the buildings was. So I'm looking through this book and I'm looking at these buildings and these long limousine things I had never seen before. Man, it was exciting. It took my paradigm shift in my mind. It shifted from where I was living, where we had no lights, no running water, no heating system. It was everything was a primitive. It was just wood inside the house, wood outside the house, outside bathroom, wood heater to heat inside. You see what I'm saying? So I'm looking at all this modern stuff in a big city in New York. And I'm out here in a little town in Arkansas called Park in Arkansas, 1,111 people. Small town. But I wasn't exposed to other stuff because we didn't have TVs and things back then. Man, when I saw that in that book, it changed. I did that grit newspaper and I sold it for 15 cents. I kept a nickel and sent them a dime. They give me a little gift, but I was exposed to entrepreneurship and didn't even know it. As I got older, jobs was a problem. I couldn't keep them. So I was still seeking. I went and did military, a stint in the military. So, you know, I was looking and looking. I knew it had to be something better. That's why I'm here today, because I was seeking. And once I learned something, I needed it in my life. I needed that in my life because, see, this was different. I know it was different because we didn't have that kind of stuff. Back then, it was all mail order. Sears and Roebuck, Spiegel, Alden, these big, thick magazines. It served a great purpose to all. I won't go into that in detail, but it served a big purpose back then. And everything in the book is what we ordered. And we got new shoes, new pants, whatever. You know, the local stores out there was in smaller towns around, and they had a very small variety. So a lot of people did mail order and direct mailing. $1 million business back then, $1 billion business back then, because it was the only thing going on. But see, I didn't know that life. See, you can't miss what you never had. See, I didn't miss it. It was exciting to see it. Now I want to be a part because I see it all. It's different from my lifestyle. So I took that walk of faith, not fear, not doubt, not skepticism. I picked a choice in my life that things are better, that I can get it, and I'll be able to help others. Didn't know that it would lead up to the Houston Wall Street movement for the same reason. See, my goal is to bring Wall Street back to Main Street, so everybody benefits. I want to rejuvenate the whole United States to think and feel like the Black Wall Street movement of Tulsa, Oklahoma, back in 1921. I can't forget Madam C.J. Walker back in 1909 to 1902 to 1912. She had money. She did a networking thing where she had money. She was able to build her business, make her own factories. She wanted to do the hair thing. So these are old entrepreneurs, but they made millions of dollars, even billions in today's time and money back then, because they stepped out in faith, not fear. And they wanted to change the programming that was taking place. They saw a need, they supplied a solution. She even had bad hair. So she said, well, I got to straighten it out. What people are doing is hurting people. So she figured out how to do the straightening comb, the whatever else things that she made dealing with hair. And she made it fit the people that she wanted to fit. And it built her wealth in the process. See, I here at Houston Wall Street Movement and Wealth Created LLC is all about teaching people the things that I've learned and went through over time. One thing about practical experience and on-handness. I'll say it in my own words. That means you actually did it, and it's the best thing that you can do. See, now with technology, I can still do this. I can send the information out to technology, outsource it to other people that have those skills and talent. My word of mouth, my hands-on, my teaching in a simple fashion still works, because it's a culture, just like in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Everybody's skill and talent contribute to the wealth of that city. See, they didn't have a unit. They had one city that was surrounded by everybody else in the city. And you know how jealousy and everything take place. And you know, if you keep doing something great, it's going to get bigger than someone else that's doing the same thing that's doing it in a different way. See, if you're leveraging people in the bad way, it's going to fall apart one day. Leverage is a key component of building wealth, but you don't have to make people slaves in the process. Leverage so that everybody can leverage and build wealth at the same time. See what I'm saying? That's why I have a problem with people that know how to build wealth, know how to do it, and sit around people every day and every week struggling in their finances and don't offer help. That's usury to me. See? So these are the things that I'm advocating. I'm advocating have a desire to change your mind, to get something to do better, and help others to learn to do the same process. Let's create this culture of people that's financially stable, that's wealthy. In my own words, they are rich. They can be rich. It's not a far-fetched word, but it takes some time. If a person can't do it by itself, sometimes it takes a unit. It's take unifying. Okay, so go to Houston Wall Street Movement, sign up to be a member. See what it's all about. Join the investment group if you so desire, because I'm going to teach you about income producing assets that you control and you earn. Okay, go to wealthcreatorchange.com website and look at what it's all about, what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to use other Fortune 500 companies out there to give you their business. I'm going to teach you how to leverage other companies for your finances so you don't have to get in debt with your financial situation. Learn how to, just for instance, take your job, right? You're making money there on your job. You're using that to live on, but you also over here building what you're going to own. Okay. Now, there are also companies out there that I'm going to teach and expose you to that you can go to earn money. Do you realize that you can get anywhere from $300 to $600 pay raise if you have a job tomorrow? If so, we have an answer to the question. We have an answer to that. See, we don't learn you how to get the money over here to build your own company. So you can't own other people's company. You can own yours. So take it for what it's worth. They providing the income, the funds over here, and I'm building my company because I'm working over here with that company for the income, and I'm taking that income and building my own company. See? So it's a lot of ways to get things done, but see, sometimes we have to see it or hear it because nobody else tells you how to build wealth. It's not allocated, it's built. So I'm going to teach you how to build wealth, build it for yourself, and leave that generational wealth for your children's children. That's my ultimate goal. And I want a culture of people, even in our subdivision that we're going to be getting a subdivision. Everybody in the subdivision can be our business partner. We build a culture of people so they can talk just like Beverly Hills. See, everything in Beverly Hills, as far as the people is concerned, the wealthy people is synonymous with money. But it was just Beverly Hills, just where the wealthy people decide they want to go and build their big, nice homes and so on and so forth. Nothing wrong with that. It existed back then, it exists today. But I wanted to be not the norm, but the way you want to do it. If you wanted own three subdivisions through our program, if we want to own three subdivisions within Houston, there's no problem. I know people today got more than three subdivisions built throughout the city. Strip malls, stores, gas stations. But you don't have to be mobile. You don't have to be shell. You have to learn the program and how things are done and build it for yourself. You can't beat ownership, no matter how you put it. So I thank everybody for getting on with me today for this first session, Transformation of the Mind. By all means, share and post this in other places that you're familiar with, and let people know. Get on with us to see how we're stepping outside of the norm, how how we're solving the real problem, the real problems out there with the real solution. Take control of your life. That's what we're talking about. We're here to help you to do that, but we have to have your commitment to be a part of that. Okay. So I'm going to sound off there, and I will see you Friday with our session number 2. And I hope by that time we have someone that join us and be a part of this first 1,000 people that's going to be the founding members of Houston Wall Street Movement. Big deal. We're talking about big money, big business, the whole work. So if you want to be a part of that, please go to the website and get signed up to the program, to be a member, and then we can show you how to become an investor. Okay. All right. Always victory, and I'll see everybody at the top.